We got him up here, man. We got Legend of Winning, and we got the locker room, man. Locker room has become extremely controversial. We actually counted it yesterday, man. I think locker room might have broken the record for having the most ongoing beefs on YouTube at one single time, man. And and a lot of those debates stem from these types of debates for whatever reason. Last week we saw YouTuber Pullup Podcast completely become unhinged after the loss, and he left the Discord. He hasn't been the same. Legend, can we expect some? If you lose, Legend, can we see a meltdown like that to that degree, or are you going? What do you got in mind?
I'm not expecting to lose. So I don't know what y'all expect.
Lamont. Yo. I don't know why you keep sparing DJ, bro. His channel name is the Pullup Pod Trash, man. It's not the Pullup Podcast. It's the Pullup Pod Trash. You keep sparing him.
All right. But you know what? Look, Lo is looking extremely dapper, man. Look, the haircut, the sweatshirt, man.
See this that
glasses. Check this out.
Shit.
No, but check this out.
Glazing, bro.
Hold on. Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear this?
But check this out. Lo is looking dapper. He's looking fresh. But hold on. One thing you are missing, Lo.
What you got on, man?
Hold on. One thing is. Hold on, y'all.
I got the Jordans on. I got the 5.
Lo, you are missing one thing. Y'all don't. He's missing one thing. You got the shoes. You got the fit. You got everything going, but you're missing one thing. And you're missing the smooth fragrances from Dossier.co, man. Make sure y'all just do like Lo, because Lo copped his. Y'all got to go cop yours, man. Look, man, y'all get y'all fragrances. I got mine. Lo is probably gonna be getting his. But look, y'all, man, y'all gotta get fresh, man. And I think it gives you an edge when you come up here looking dapper. It gives you an edge, especially with the ladies like Chef Tay, Maria, and all. It gives you an edge. You might get a few extra votes out of it as well.
Lamont.
What up, man?
Are you done glazing?
What? No, I'm just saying.
Chef Tay married already.
Oh, okay, my bad, Chef.
She married to ChatGPT.
All right, look, we got to get to the debate. I'm gonna drop everybody down. Hold on, let everybody know what y'all topic is again.
You can let them know, Lo.
We are debating what is the best way to build a team through the draft, and I'm through the draft or through trades and signings, and I'm defending the draft, and locker room is doing trades and signings.
Okay, so they're the best way to build your team via the draft or via free agency and signings. I think this is going to be another good one, man. I'm tired. Like I said, a lot of people are tired of the player v player debates, man. We want to get to the more technical side. We got to start making people think. I'm going to drop everybody down. If you are dropped down, make sure you stick around because we're going to need you for the panel vote. But we got to go ahead and get to it. Now, again, Legend is in an unfamiliar situation because in this particular case, he is the lower ranked debater. Locker Room is the number 6 ranked debater here on FYF Sports, man. He dropped from number 4 last week because of inactivity. So that means, Lo, you will be going first in each of these last rounds. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put each of you guys on the big screen when it's your time because I'm just having every time I share my screen and I put the clock up, it gets to glitching doing too much. So I'm going to run the clock. I'll let you know when to start and I'll let you know when your 2 minutes is up. So it's still 2 minutes per round. But I think we're going to have a good one. So Legend of Winning, when I put you on the big screen, that's when your 2 minutes will start, man. But your time starts now, man. Go ahead and cook.
So the question is, what is the best way to build a team, the best way to execute and build. And that's undeniably through the draft, because the most important piece to building a team, especially if you want some type of consistent success, is to acquire star caliber players. And the only way that every team has a really good chance to acquire star caliber players is through the draft. Even when you look at every franchise that has tried to build a dynasty and a successful one, it has been through the draft, dating back to the Bill Russell years, Elgin Baylor with Jerry West. Almost every single team, not almost every single team in the 70s, their best and or second best player on their roster was acquired through the draft. Magic Johnson, Showtime Lakers, Bird and McHale, Magic, Jordan, Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and even looking at some of the players in the teams in today's league. Boston Celtics acquired their 2 stars through the draft. Giannis was drafted. Jokic was drafted. Everyone, for practically every quality team that you can think of, they all started from the draft. If you really even think about it from your standpoint as well, your favorite team has also probably had their most successful years because they acquired a star caliber player through the draft. And I want to be very, very clear on what I stated as well when I said had the best chance for every team to acquire through the draft, because what he's going to try to convince you is that signing and trading works for everyone, when we all know that's not the case. I want him to explain to us, I want the locker room to explain to us, Charlotte, Minnesota, Memphis, those teams, how do they acquire quality pieces through signing and free agencies or through the trades? We all know that it's very difficult for small market teams to acquire key pieces that they need or necessary through signing and through trading players. So they have to get it through the draft. His argument is only applicable to about a third of the league. Mine is applicable for everyone else.
All right, that's time. It's on the locker room. When I put you on the big screen, your time will start. But locker room, your time starts now, man. Go ahead and cook.
All right, man. I really feel bad for Lo. Now, Lo, I know you tried to get out of debating for the draft. You actually wanted my side, because you know my side is the easier side to argue. But let me go ahead and get into this, man. So the key word in this debate, ladies and gentlemen, is easier, right? It is easier to build a championship team through free agency and trades, and here's why. The main reason is if all you have is the draft, Lo, your margin for error is extremely small, and you essentially have to get all of your picks right, which doesn't happen very often. We all know the NBA draft is a crapshoot. Just because a player has potential coming out of college, that does not mean that it's going to translate to the NBA level where you're playing for millions of dollars. Let's look at one of the more infamous draft classes in recent memory, the 2017 NBA draft that was headlined by the likes of Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum. I came across an article, and they redrafted the entire 2017 draft. So in a redraft, Jason Tatum would actually go number 1 instead of Markelle Fultz. At number 2, the Lakers took Lonzo Ball. In a redraft, it would actually be Donovan Mitchell. At number 3, the Celtics took Jason Tatum. It would actually be Bam Adebayo. At number 4, you had Josh Jackson. It would actually be De'Aaron Fox in a redraft. At number 5, you had De'Aaron Fox was taken with the Kings in a redraft. It would actually be John Collins. At number 6, the Orlando Magic selected Jonathan Isaac. In a redraft, it would actually be OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors. Number 7, the original pick was Larry Markkinen with the Bulls, but with the Timberwolves. But in a redraft, it would be Larry Markkinen. So I say all that to say
time right there. That's time right there. All right, that's the first round. And we're going to be going into the second round. Get your thoughts together. We're going into the second round. I'm going to put you on the big screen, Lo. Your time starts now, man. Go ahead and cook.
I can't believe he just wasted time explaining to you all again why it works. And in the 2017 draft, the Boston Celtics, they're going through a stretch of successful years because they drafted Jason Tatum. The Sacramento Kings, they're going through their most successful years in decades at this point because they drafted De'Aaron Fox. Bam Adebayo was drafted by the Miami Heat. in that same draft class. And that's one of the worst draft classes, as he highlighted, that we've had in recent memory. And yet still, you can still find success stories. Is the draft foolproof? Absolutely not. But so isn't trades and signings. We can look at a team like the Los Angeles Clippers, who have spent over $200 million on their roster and yet has still won a championship. We can look at teams like the Brooklyn Nets when they built their super team, not once but twice through trades, and it still has not worked. We can look at the New York Knicks through the 2000s when they were trying to trade and sign players, and it still didn't work. So nothing is really foolproof. But the easier way, undeniably, is through the draft, because that is the easiest way to acquire talent and keep talent for a long period of time without having to spend any type of money. Again, you can not only acquire it, you can retain it as well, because you have their bird rights. You are able to keep this talent for a very, very low price, in contrast to trying to sign and trade. And you don't have to give up anything in the process. You don't have to free up cap space or trade pieces or lose pieces in the process in acquiring it. So again, it's easier to do so. But again, I want people to acknowledge he still did not answer the question that we all know he has to answer. How does Memphis, how does Minnesota, how does Charlotte, how do they acquire key pieces, in particular star pieces to their franchise when they are a small market team? Your argument is only applicable to the Lakers, to the Boston Celtics, to the Miami Heat. But for the 2/3 of the league who do not have the privilege, the cachet, the location that most players want to play for, how do they acquire talent? How can Minnesota do it?
That is time right there. Low with a strong second round. We're going to the locker room. You heard what he had to say. When I put you on the big screen, your time starts, man. Go ahead and cook.
Okay, this dude is literally trying to finesse. The whole point of this argument is building championship teams. Is it easier to do it through the draft, or is it easier to do it through trades and free agency? He's arguing for the draft. I'm arguing for free agency and through trades. Low, you know this. Young players do not win championships. And if you're trying to build a championship team, you know that you can't do it with strictly just young players. Let's look at last year's NBA champion, Low, the Denver Nuggets. The average age on that team was 28 years old. The last player that won a finals MVP as a young player was Magic Johnson, the legend Magic Johnson. That was over 40 years ago, before you even born, Low. So, Low, don't you cover Lakers, right? Okay, let's look at the 12 retired jerseys by the Los Angeles Lakers. You got George Mikan. He was not drafted by the Lakers. Jamal Wilkes was not drafted by the Lakers. Shaq, he was drafted by the Orlando Magic. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was drafted by the Bucks. Pau Gasol was drafted by the Hawks. Wilt Chamberlain was drafted by the Philadelphia Warriors. And Kobe Bryant was selected by the Charlotte Hornets and was traded to the Lakers on draft night. Here are the 5 players that were drafted by the Lakers: Jerry West, James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Gail Goodrich, and Elgin Baylor. The last great player that the Lakers drafted, Low, the team you claim you cover, it was over 40 years ago, Low. That was James Worthy. And before him, it was Magic Johnson. So if you look at the storied history of the Los Angeles Lakers, Low, only 5 players that have a jersey retired by the Lakers were actually selected by the Lakers in the NBA draft, while the other 7 were either through free agency or trades. And then if you want to talk about the draft, Low, you do realize that lottery picks, that's picks 1 through 14, they have a 25.7% probability of becoming an all-star. After that, Low, you know how many that you know what the probability of a first-round pick becoming an all-star? 7.8%, Low.
That's time. That's time. All right, man. We heard it, man. They're going back and forth, man. We're going into our last round. We call this the rebuttal round. This is where you can rebut points you heard or just bring everything that you said home. Either way, you got 2 minutes to do so, Low. When I put you on the big screen, your time starts, man. Go ahead and cook, Low. Let's hear it.
As I stated before, and I will continue to say, of course, that it's applicable to the Lakers when you're the Lakers, the Boston Celtics because you're the Celtics, the Miami Heat because you are the Heat. But that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, he still has not told you what the remaining portions of the league are supposed to do, because he can't answer that question, because his argument is only applicable for a third. But as he pointed out, my side of the argument is applicable for all 30 teams. You can draft some of the best players of your franchise in Magic Johnson and Jerry West. Or better yet, let me tell you how important and impactful drafting is. How can you even get some of these players if you don't trade draft picks? Ask yourself this, your favorite team right now, can they make the trade that is possible if they don't have draft picks? Ask yourself this, can your favorite team acquire the free agent that they want if they don't have the pieces around them for them to become an attractive city to locate them in? Can they? Anthony Davis cannot get on the Lakers if the Lakers do not draft Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart. He can't even come here. Kevin Durant doesn't even want to go to the Phoenix Suns in a trade if they do not draft Devin Booker. Everything is still rooted in drafting. Even his side of the argument still pivots back to being able to draft correctly, because the way that you can acquire the pieces that make your team attractive for the player to even want to be on your team is through the draft. If you want to trade players, you acquire them first through the draft. But again, he's not going to ask you how Charlotte does it. He's not going to answer how Minnesota does it, how Portland, San Antonio, how more than half of the league can do it, because San Antonio, they can't, who they acquiring through free agency. Portland had Damian Lillard take them to the conference finals, still could not acquire anyone in free agency. Charlotte, Denver, Giannis out in Milwaukee, they can't acquire nobody in free agency even when they're good. The Memphis Grizzlies had a really good roster throughout the 2010s.
All right, that's time, Lo. That's time, man. Lo with a strong round, but we got the locker room, man, who's been surging as well. Locker room. Your time starts now. Go ahead and cook.
How is that a strong round? He's not telling us how we're going to build a championship team. What are we talking about? Lo, I just told you, bro. In the NBA draft, the odds of a player who is a lottery pick becoming an all-star is 25%. After that, your odds get significantly lower. Picks 14 through 30, it's a 7.8% chance, bro. Stop it. When we're talking about building a championship-winning team, what do you need when you have a championship-winning team, Lo? You need all-star caliber players, bro. And guess what? The draft, it's a crapshoot. So let's look at Zion Williamson, right? Here's why. Oh, by the way, Lo, you talk about what's the rest of the league supposed to do? Well, Lo, according to you, right, if the rest of the league builds through the draft, then why have 12 of the 30 NBA teams? That's 40%, by the way. Why have they never won a title? Can you answer that? You probably can't. So like I said, the best way to build a championship-winning team is clearly through free agency and trades. And let's look at the last decade. This was the best decade of basketball, in my opinion, right? The 2010s. Let's look at the Lakers. Who won Finals MVP, Lo? That was Kobe Bryant. Was he drafted by the Lakers? No. What about the Dallas Mavericks? Was he drafted by the Dallas Mavericks? He was. What about the Miami Heat? LeBron James, 2 Finals MVPs. Was he drafted by the Heat? No, he wasn't. What about the San Antonio Spurs? Kawhi Leonard. Was he drafted by the Spurs? No, he wasn't. He was traded on draft night. What about the Golden State Warriors? Andre Iguodala and Kevin Durant were not drafted by the Warriors. And when you look at the Cavaliers, LeBron James, yes, he was drafted by Cleveland, but guess what? He left in free agency, went to Miami, and then came back via what? Free agency. And then when you look at the last team to win a title in 2019, the Toronto Raptors, Kawhi Leonard was not drafted by the Toronto Raptors. Lo, you're cooked, bro. The best way to build a championship-winning team, which is what this debate was about, is through free agency and trades, not through the draft. You don't win with young players, Lo. You should know this, bro.
All right, man. That's his time. Left about 2 seconds on the clock, but that's fine. We got to bring it to a vote now, man. Let's get everybody up here. You guys heard it. You guys heard the debate. Let me drop this poll in the chat so people can start cooking on that poll. And I'm going to go ahead and start with Khalil. Khalil, man, who did you have winning that debate and why?
Before I give my vote, let me just say this. That's the definition of a main event. Both of y'all did y'all thing, real talk. I got to go with Low on this one, 2-0. I was even about to go 3-0, but I thought Reggie made some good points in the second round. But I got Low 2-1. I thought the fact when he bought the whole he used your argument against you, locker room, where he talked about how you need draft picks in order to acquire free agencies, and he used the Anthony Davis point, which was to me knocked it out the park. He was just clicking on all cylinders. Locker room, I thought you started off a little slow where you used the whole first round to talk about an article that you read. You listed off a bunch of draft names. You kind of watched that round, and I thought Lowe started really strong. Like, he was way more consistent. I got Lowe 2-1.
All right, we got one vote for Lowe. All right, hold on. Let me get okay. One vote for Lowe. All right, let's go to a sturdy. Who you got winning that debate and why?
I got Lowe 3-0. To be honest with you, Reggie, you didn't help your argument when you mentioned the Nuggets in your second round, whose best player was drafted by them in the second round. Like, and then on top of that, the second best player, Jamal Murray, was drafted by the Nuggets as well. And then you kind of lied a little bit by saying George Mikan wasn't drafted by the Lakers. He was. And yeah, that was a clean sweep. Like, this debate, it was entertaining. Both guys did their thing, but you clearly saw a difference in not only leverage the topic, but execution. I thought Lowe hit everything. I thought he hit everything he needed to say in regards to why it's easier built in the draft, how applicable it is for teams to get it, and the fact that Reggie didn't even try to attempt to answer the question, okay, how do small market teams even have a chance? Man, I gave it a lot.
George Mikan wasn't drafted, by the way, Sturdy. Go do your homework, bro.
All right, hold on. Let's go another vote for Lowe. Let's go to Big Op. Big Op, you heard the debate. Who you got winning and why?
Man, that was a hell of a debate. I enjoyed that thoroughly. It started out, a little shaky in that first round. The second round is where I think locker room. I think you really start swinging back. The main problem though is Lowe kept saying, "What about the other teams?" And I don't feel like you really hit on that point. That was the main point for me. Other than that, I enjoyed everything from both of y'all. Y'all both made great points, but it was just that one point where I can't remember the percentage, but Lowe was saying, "What about the other 60 or 70% of the other teams?" And I don't feel like you rebutted that. If you would have rebutted that though, probably would have went with you. But good work though, y'all. Good work for sure.
All right, we got another vote for Lowe. Let's go to Midtown. Who you got winning that one and why?
Man, that was the best bait, man. That was close. I wanted to go another round. I ain't gonna even care. Like, cause it was real
y'all
close.
Should go another round.
They both argued their points to the point where like they both had passion to the point where like I can't judge it. Like, I'm kind of stuck on certain points, but Lowe had them. If I had to pick, I'm gonna go with Lowe, but
What's up with y'all in y'all equipment, bro?
You do.
Nah, for real.
you do need your draft pick, your number one.
All right, his mic is acting funny, but we got his vote though. Let's go to the casual. Who'd you have winning and why?
I'm gonna go 3-0. Lowe. Unfortunately, the once Lowe harped on the question of what about the 2/3 of the league that don't have the money that the Celtics, the Knicks, the Heat, the Lakers have. It was an uphill battle that I felt like locker room he couldn't get over that, because there really isn't much of an answer outside of drafting when it comes to that small market team. So I'm gonna go 3-0 Low, but credit to locker room though.
All right, we got another vote for Low. Let's go to Nahari. Who'd you have winning and why?
I have Lowe 2-1. The first one, I thought Lowe clearly won the first round. Second round, locker room came with a lot of energy. He rebutted pretty much all of his points, brought up the percentages of these draft players turning into all-stars. But in the third round, the locker room pretty much, he couldn't rebuttal the point where Lowe said, what about all the other teams and all the other teams that don't have the market and the money that the Miami Heat and the Lakers have? He couldn't really rebuttal that point whatsoever. He kind of tried to stir away from that point, but he just couldn't rebuttal that point. And obviously, what hit it home for me is the point with Anthony Davis. He said the reason the Lakers got Anthony Davis was because they drafted these players with their picks to get him. That point really hit it home. So I got to go with a low 2-1.
All right, and then we got Herm. Herm, who you have winning and why?
Damn, locker room. I really wanted you to beat low capping ass, but to be honest though, you made it easier for low. Low didn't even have to dig deep into the past with great dynasties that did it through the draft as well. I think if you would have, it was no counter to it, but you should at least address the point that he was trying to get you to address the whole debate. You kind of ran around it, and with you running around that point, that lost the debate, honestly, to me. So I had low winning the debate.
All right, man. So we got Low winning on the panel. I'll close out.
Did anybody vote for him on the panel?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody.
So hold on. I'll give mine. Let me end the poll, see what we got in the poll, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts, and then we're gonna let these two. So let me end the poll. We got the legend of winning in the poll, 65% to 34%. So
okay, cool.
Here are my thoughts. My thoughts are I've never seen this happen before. And I'm going to tell you guys what happened. I've never seen so many people get finessed in one conversation. And everybody that spoke got finessed. And I'm going to tell you how you got finessed and where the trick bag was. Lowe brought up some questions, and he kind of stood on that question. The problem was the very question he was even asking, it still helped locker room's argument. I think you guys said one of his strongest points was you still need to trade draft picks to get the star talent. But I think the ultimate, the end goal in this conversation was, how do you get the best talent to win championships? And if you have to draft guys that generally, like Locker Room said, don't work out, and you have to trade those guys to go get the star talent, it still ends in a trade or some type of free agent move that leads to the championship. And I think where he muddied the conversation up is it wasn't about how does each team in the league become a championship contender. We know not all teams can become a championship contender. It was how do you win championships? And when you, like Lowe pointed out, when you look at one of the best teams in NBA history, like the Lakers, they won championships via trade. Even to get a guy like Magic Johnson, they finessed. Sturdy just talked about this, and they finessed via trade to get that pick, right? So Lowe made it seem like it was draft in trade, but I think it's the other way around. And then when those picks generally don't work out, just like with Lonzo, like he mentioned, just like with Kuzma and Brandon Ingram, they traded those guys to get a star player. So I think he did an ultimate finesse job because he was proving Locker Room's point, but finessed you guys into believing that he actually was making a strong point. And
Lamont,
I don't believe. Hold on, I'm gonna let you cook Locker Room. I'm just giving my thought. So I actually had Locker Room winning 2-1. Lowe did a hell of a job finessing a lot of people, and he really led you guys astray in the conversation. It's very, like, when you look throughout NBA history, it's not a lot of teams that have won championships via the draft. Even when you look to the Bucks and Giannis, they had to trade and get a guy in Drew Holiday before they really stepped into championship contention. And when they won a championship, it was Drew Holiday that pushed them over into the next upper echelon because Giannis alone was struggling. They traded for Drew Holiday, and that's when they went up another notch, when they got rid of Eric Bledsoe because that wasn't working. So they traded to get the pieces that they needed. And we've seen that on a year in and year out basis. Even this year, as we talk about teams, there's a lot of teams that are good right now. But everybody's talking about what trades can these teams make to get over the edge to become championship contenders. So that's where I think the Locker Room won this debate. I think the point was, how do you become a championship contender? And I've always said it's not fair. there are some teams with built-in advantages, like LA, like Miami. That's just one of the advantages. It's not fair, and this is one of the reasons why I don't ultimately use championships as the sole criteria when I judge players, because I know it's not fair. But the voted, like I always say, the vote is the vote.
Lamont,
my vote means nothing. But hold on, locker room, we're gonna put you on the big screen. We'll let you get your say. So look, the votes happen. I very odd one. I was surprised that people fell into Lowe's trick bag, but not surprising. Lowe is an expert at the finesse game. But let's get the locker room on the big screen.
So like I said, Lamont, you heard everybody's opinion on the panel. They talk about I didn't rebuttal Lowe's point. Hold on, am I here to answer Lowe's questions, or am I here to debate my side of the argument? What are we even talking about? And then we're arguing, how is it better to build a championship winning team through the draft or free agency? I told you guys, the last young nigga that won a finals MVP, we ain't seen that in 40 years. That was Magic Johnson. That was the last and only person to win a finals MVP as a rookie. I broke down in the 2010s, all them players that won finals MVPs for the most part was not drafted by that organization. I clearly won this debate. I clearly was robbed. Set up the rematch. This is BS. Low, you finesse, bro. You finesse, Low. Stop finessing, Low. And by the way, you niggas on this panel is fanned out. Pre-K5, I see you in the chat. You're fanned out. Stop riding glizzies, P5. Low, do you know P5, bro? No, real talk. Low, do you know P5? P5, he don't know you, bro.
I wanted you to cook Low ass, but you didn't.
You fanned out.
You should have cooked Low, but you didn't.
Nigga,
I wanted you to cook Low.
Shut up, Herm. Shut up, Herm. I got you next. No, I cook Low. I cook Low. Lamont, put this nigga on mute, man. It's my turn. I cook Low. I cook Low. Shut the fuck up. No, I cook Pullup. You're fanned out. It's okay. It's Lamont. Set the rematch up now. These niggas on this panel is illiterate, man. Listen to the debate. Listen to the topic. Is it easier to build a championship-winning team through the draft or through free agency and trades? It's clear. It's through free agency
now like Pullup ass.
Lamont, you playing with me.
Emotional damage,
Lamont,
man.
You want to let the whole track play, huh? When it's
Emotional
my turn.
damage.
But when it was Pullup Pod crash, Lamont, you ain't have no music ready. That's crazy. That's crazy, Lamont. Lamont, you owing me.
It's just a loss, man.
Lamont, set the rematch up, bro. I got robbed, bro. It's clear I got robbed.
Yo, Low, what do you be doing to these dudes, bro?
Hold on, let's take it to Low. Hold on, we're gonna take it.
Is anybody gonna attack Lamont's points? Like, is anybody gonna?
Hold on. Let's hold on.
No, we gotta wait. You gotta wait.
That was hilarious.
You gotta wait.
Low, your thoughts, Low.
He ain't got nothing to say because he know he robbed me. He ain't got nothing to say.
Can you please mute him? Can you mute him, please?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, mute him. Don't and play the music, please. Play the music. Play the music.
All right, hold on.
I've never debated on, but I'm also in a room in a setup that I've never debated on. I didn't do any research for this. I just showed up. I'm about to go gift wrap some gifts. I didn't care about this at all. Matter of fact, it was something I was planning on doing yesterday in the middle of my stream. This is irrelevant to me. You're irrelevant, locker room. To Lamont's point, it was a dumb one as well. Is it important that you trade for role players? Sure. But there's no way that anyone is going to sit here and argue that trading for Drew Holiday is just as, if not more important than drafting Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Bucks. That's a terrible argument. But hey, shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat. Once more, this is irrelevant stuff to me. Locker room is irrelevant. All this stuff is irrelevant. I told you that there is no comp. This is easy. Honestly, it was a sweep. But thank you.
All right, enough with the theatrics, Lamont. Like I said,
yeah,
he clearly finessed in the debate. The niggas on the panel is clearly fanned out. It is what it is, though. I get it.
Hey, Lamont, let me say.
I'm gonna just respond one thing to Low. See, the thing is, Low, and I think that even might be in a finesse in of itself, because I don't think the conversation was about how to get a star player. It was about using free agency and moves to become a championship contender.
Thank you.
And so, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Important to become
No. No, I know. But to see, the thing is, see, what was when you look at, for example, when we look at, let's say, LeBron James, and he was on the Lakers with Lonzo, Kuzma, and Brandon Ingram. What was more important to them becoming a contender? Trading those young guys for AD, or just having the young guys? The more important
having the young guys, because LeBron doesn't even look at the Lakers as a team that can even acquire Anthony Davis or anybody else on the team.
But that's not the conversation, Lo. The conversation wasn't about how to acquire the talent. It was just how you acquire the talent is always going to be through free agency and trades. That's the only way. So the talent the same talent that you're talking about. So you can only acquire this talent via free agency and trades.
How did they acquire Jokic?
How did they get Jokic? How did they get Jamal Murray?
Okay, hold on. But so here's the thing. What's the move? Because remember, Jokic and Murray had a really good playoff run. Who's the player that added an element to them?
They developed.
No one's not.
It was a trade. How did they get KCP? They really built that team.
That KCP and Aaron Gordon aren't important, but which ones were more important?
But that's
Jamal
not the
Murray?
Conversation, Lo.
Okay.
Anybody's going to say yes, Jokic. Yes, drafting Jokic was a key piece. But Jokic doesn't become a championship contender without the trades and the free agency moves.
They don't become a championship contender without Jokic.
Without Jokic, period.
Yeah, but hold on. Which can't
you're talking about one team, 1 year? What about the last 40 years?
We go a whole decade.
I don't know.
What about the 49 years when they weren't winning?
I don't know. I think y'all.
No.
Which hold on. Hey. So what I'm saying is this is the process. Okay, a lot of teams like for example, Portland drafted well, CJ and Dame.
Mm-hmm.
They were unsuccessful at the other element of free agency moves and trades, because when we looked at all of the signings, they made bad signings. They signed the wrong guys. And so because of the bad moves, they were, even with those 2-star caliber players, without the proper free agency moves, whether it's role players or not, they were never able to get over the hump. And so
how do you even
like
get
the Blazers
to the hump? How do you get
what
to
I'm
the
saying
hump
is,
in the first
so
place?
we've seen what I think Lo made the point where you can succeed with regards to drafting and still not become a championship contender because you don't make the free agency and trades necessary to win.
The man 9,000 is right. You need both. No one is not denying that you need both. But how do you even get to the hump to even get over it? How do you?
You got to draft elite talent.
You have to get the elite
the last 10 years.
I don't know. Hold on.
Let's break it down.
What made this?
Let's break it down year by year. Let's do what Reggie said. Let's break it down year by year.
Was it Paul Pierce or was it KG and Ray Allen that they got via trade? What made the Lakers a championship winning team? Was it Lonzo Ball or was it AD and LeBron who got there via?
I just think it's ultimately
outliers.
So you're naming an outlier when you're naming Denver.
Reggie.
You're naming an outlier. Denver has one title in 50 years. That's an outlier.
Reggie, what about the Golden State Warriors, who all 4 titles had drafted?
And who did they? And thank you, Sturdy, for bringing my point up. And like I said in the debate, who did they call to put them over the top to beat LeBron? It was Kevin Durant who came via free agency.
Hold on, because we got to get to other debates. I think all I'm saying is,
we can
like,
move on. He lost.
No, he lost. All I'm saying is, to me, every team that you brought up, like even when you go to Golden State, they had a tenure with KD where they had to make a move in free agency to get KD to stay on that level, because they needed that to stay on the level as far as compete with Bron. They lose KD and they immediately have to go back. Hold on 1 second, Sturdy. They immediately have to go back into the free agency market to do what? To try to find ways to get more assets like an Andrew Wiggins to become a championship contender. And so right now, what happens is, what happens is now we're seeing a lot of teams still have success even though they draft bad. because a lot of the best teams.
Okay. This is
hold on 1 second, Casual. Hold on.
Let her finish.
When you talk about the best teams in the league, the best teams in the league generally don't get relevant draft picks that are going to change their franchise. So the championship contending teams, for the most part throughout NBA history, they have to rely on free agency and trades because they cannot rely on the draft to stay relevant. And so when you talk about a lot of these teams, like I think Denver, again, or even Toronto, I think those are one-offs. I don't know if this is a team that's just going to have this long-term championship success that you think, because they don't dive into the free agency market as much. The teams that really go in there and muck it up in free agency and trades are generally the teams that find that secret sauce to win championships.
I just because I gotta go. I just want to rebuttal with this.
Yeah.
Yes, trading for Andrew Wiggins works, but also drafting Jordan Poole worked as well. Yes, you are right that you may need some free agents here and there to extend it, but you can also draft role players. You can draft Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker as well. You can draft Andrew Bynum as well. You can draft. You don't have to just draft. That's the point. And I was actually waiting for him to make this point about stars. You can also draft the role players that you need as well. Part of the reason why, if you look at the Denver Nuggets, why they have a good chance of extending it is because even when players that they acquired that can move and leave, such as Bruce Brown, aren't as relevant, because they can go out there and they can still draft young players who can still give them excellent play, not only Jokic and Murray, but also MPJ. They also drafted Christian Brown. They also drafted Peyton Watson. So it doesn't. You can acquire these several different ways. The one way, though, that is consistent to acquire the talent for everyone across the board.
The finesse I feel is that outside of, let's say, the Spurs and the last year's Denver Nuggets, it's not going to be a lot of teams that have used that methodology to win championships. And that's what I'm saying. Like even with the Spurs, like the Spurs who drafted Tim Duncan had to pull one of the nastiest finesse moves on the league just to even get that pick. So that's a little bit of luck. I don't think that happens often. I think more often than not, if we're talking about what happens more often than not, teams use free agency to acquire role players and stars to win championships more often than just solely relying on the draft.
Lamont, listen to this debate back.
Do your research, and that would be completely incorrect. Basically, majority of the Celtics rings are Bill Russell, Bird,
Larry Bird.
Bill Russell was drafted by the Hawks. He was drafted by the Hawks.
Hold on, Bill Russell was traded.
Exactly.
Oh, even to the Celtics. Tom Heinsohn, Bob Cousy,
but hold on. But ultimately, you brought up Bill Russell. Bill Russell was
Dave
traded
Cowens,
to the Celtics.
Dave Cowens, John Havlicek.
Hold on. But the main guy responsible for that 60 Celtics run was Bill Russell. He was traded.
So now, chat. Now all of a sudden, it's important to get the star. So now let's go back to Giannis. So which one is more important?
It's not about the star. What I'm saying
is, it is about the star. You just said the main guy was Bill Russell. So which one is it, Lamont?
Hold on. So when we talk about all of those pieces, when we talk about all of the pieces, it could be role players, it could be stars. But like, for example, when I brought up the Bucks, they couldn't get over the hump with Eric Bledsoe. What did they have to do to get over the hump?
And they got one title in 4 years.
They went and got guys like They went and got guys like
the main guy was Bill Russell. Then when it comes to Giannis, now you don't want to argue the main guy argument no more. Which one is it?
What I'm saying is it doesn't have to be built around the main guy. But what I'm saying is we've seen a lot of guys like, for example, Damian Lillard be the main guy, but without the good free agency, because the Blazers still continue to draft decent when Dame was there. Those draft picks weren't really panning out. Locker Room brought up a good point. The percentage of these picks actually panning out are extremely low. If the Blazers would have made the right free agency moves and put those pieces around Dave, maybe they have a better chance. But what happened was
you need both.
The Blazers lost a player in free agency in LaMarcus Aldridge. and it hurt them. They did not have the people in place.
We
go
all
into
know
free
you
agency
need
to replace
both.
them.
We need both. No,
No,
one is debating
hold on.
that.
I'm not saying you don't need both, but the question was to become a championship contender. What generally puts you over the edge? Generally, what puts you over the edge are your free agency moves and your trades.
Well. Hey,
So,
man,
so like, so hold on.
Give me some comp, man. Give me some comp.
Let me ask you this, Lo. For the Lakers, everybody like going into the season said the Lakers won the offseason. They struggle a little bit. The talk of the town is what is the move the Lakers can make to get over the hump? And every team right now, everybody's thinking about how do we add that additional player to get over the hump? And you do that with free agency.
The two guys on the Lakers was traded there or they went there through free agency. He never argued that point. All he did was ask me a question.
I did.
No, you never spoke on how drafting players makes you a better team for championship.
I've already stated. I said the Lakers are one of the exceptional teams that have the ability to acquire key pieces through free agency.
But it wasn't about how do you make all teams a championship? Because remember, not all teams. For example, not all teams can draft. Like this is what the best teams in the league. They don't have the ability to draft the best players. They have to always do it through trades and other moves.
Exactly.
Because teams like if you're at the top of the league, you're drafting at the bottom of the draft if you even have a first round pick to use. So the best teams have to rely on free agency and trades to stay relevant. It's the bottom feeder teams that are trying to work their way up to the top. They're trying to become relevant, and then once they become relevant, like the Bucks did, then you have to start making the free agency moves to turn into what? A championship contender. Draft puts you in the conversation. Free agency moves and trades make you championship. And the conversation I thought was what puts you into the championship conversation.
Well, the champion was easy.
But it didn't say
championship or is easy.
Hold on.
But it didn't say championship. You're just making it up now.
If you the Spurs drafted Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, just like Chet Holmgren, is going to help the Spurs become relevant, right?
Yes.
Now, for the Spurs to turn into a championship contender, to turn into a championship contender, what do they need to do next?
Continue to draft well. Ain't nobody going to San Antonio.
Lamont.
Who the fuck is going to San Antonio?
Lamont.
Who the hell is going to San Antonio, Lamont? One big name free agency. The last big name free agency that they signed San Antonio was LaMarcus Aldridge, Lamont. That's why you draft well. Hold on, Reggie. Even for a guy like LeBron, prior to the Lakers, LeBron, all the other teams LeBron won with, the second best player were drafted. Let me finish, Lamont. You asked me a question. Let me finish. You gonna keep protecting the locker room? Hold on. The question that you asked me.
Hold on, Sturdy. So you telling me this, Sturdy? The Spurs can turn into a championship contender with the number 1 pick next year? Yes or no?
He's taking way too long. That's a no.
Hold on.
Not next year.
Hold on. The Spurs. But what happens is the Spurs.
So don't let me answer the question then.
The Spurs,
like I said in the debate, young players don't win championships.
No one is saying that they're going to be a champion within the first year.
Hold on, Sturdy. Just using a draft, give me a 2-year plan on how to turn the Spurs.
There's no
fucking 2-year plan into a championship.
There's no 2-year plan. There's no 2-year plan.
Hold on.
Impossible to build a team within 2 years.
Hold on. No. Okay. So the question was, we know that the draft.
What's easier?
Hold on. We know that the draft gives you players that put you in the conversation, just like Damian Lillard elevated the Blazers and put them into the conversation. Then from that point forward, everybody was waiting on the Blazers to make the necessary moves in free agency or trades to turn them from a contender to a championship type team. And those are the moves that elevate you. We know that the stars you draft put you in the conversation. And Lowe is right about that. You need both. But
Lamont, Lowe said himself.
So Lamont, to answer your question,
Lamont, there are very few situations where you have a team like the Detroit Pistons, who are already a championship contending team, that can draft a Melo that makes them even more of a contender. That's very rare. The good teams never have the opportunity to draft
Lamont. Lowe already said he didn't know that we were debating about building a championship team.
No, but you know what, locker room. I think you tried to. I mean, there were some examples I feel like you could have used to make it a little bit stronger.
Okay, so what are we talking
So wait,
about?
hold on.
Yeah, look, we can discuss this later, y'all. Hold on, we can discuss it later. I mean, it is what it is.
I got gingerbread house duty Lamont. So
Low. The next playback we're gonna set up debate, bro.
Look, it is what it is. I mean, look.
The fact that y'all are saying he said himself.
Locker room. Hold on.
Every time you vote, you don't even explain.
You might have to enter the FYF Hall of Fame because I have never. I mean, I don't know if you're a hypnotist and you had that motherfucker.
No, that's just
you had that thing dangling in front of everybody and you hypnotized.
That's just your thoughts.
Lamont, that was where your points. That was what he said. Lamont,
is this simple?
That is not what
no. I asked you a very simple question. You couldn't answer.
I tried to answer it. You couldn't let me answer the shit.
Okay, hold on. We'll put you on the big screen.
The fuck?
How does the Spurs turn into a championship contender without free agency and trades?
Like every single championship team in NBA history, you have to draft competently. Every single one. Even for a team, even for a franchise. Let me finish answer the question. Even for a franchise that have a history, a long history. Let me finish answer the question, Lamont.
30.
So no, fuck it. Don't answer the question.
30.
Don't answer the question. Don't answer the question. You're right. Don't answer the question.
30.
Don't answer the question.
Yes, I won. To the people in the chat, I won. Yes.
Look, no, low one, 30. My thing is this, 30. We know that drafting well, just like we've seen the OKC Thunder draft well. But you know the problem is hold on one second, 30. The problem is if they don't make trades or like they've been doing, or even when you see a team like the Dallas Mavericks who had Luka, who traded for Kyrie, when you see all these teams who start with certain stars, but they trade for the necessary pieces to enter to a new echelon. That new echelon is called turning into a championship contender. There's no team that has made a draft pick, and that draft pick alone has turned them into a championship contender. The picks make the foundation for
Lamont. Like I said,
I don't know.
Last year's NBA champion was the Denver Nuggets.
Y'all can't tell me unless you're talking about Magic Johnson or Larry Bird.
I just want to say this point, bro.
Just drafted a player and said,
"No, I just want to say this point." I just want to say this point.
Hold on. But remember what I said. I said finesse jobs in NBA history, like the Detroit Pistons, who could have drafted Melo. Like the San Antonio Spurs, who completely finessed to get Tim Duncan, but that's rare that you have contending teams.
Lamont, please say this.
The Warriors had an opportunity, but they fucked it up by drafting White.
Even for a team, the way the NBA designed every team, if you didn't trade it away, you get a draft pick. Even for a team that's not a high caliber trade destination, has a long history of bad trading, about bad draft picks, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron don't go back there unless they drafted Kyrie Irving. Let's say drafted Tristan Thompson. Every single playoff team or championship team in history.
They were the worst goddamn team in the league. What the hell is you talking about?
Every single team. The point is LeBron don't go to the worst team in the league if that nigga isn't there. That's the point.
They were the worst goddamn team in the league.
The point is he don't go back there unless Kyrie is there. The fuck you talking about?
Lamont, the whole debate was.
Hold on. You know why he went there? He went there because he knew.
It wasn't what's easier.
Hold on.
It was more
he went to Cleveland.
No, it was easier. That's what I'm saying. You didn't have the debate right.
Hold on. When he went to Cleveland,
pull it up on ChatGPT, bro.
Hold on 1 second. When he went to Cleveland, he knew they were going to trade the draft pick to get the experienced veteran player in Kevin Love because he knew they couldn't win.
The third best player.
That's why he knew Kevin Love. Hold on. Do they win a championship with a rookie Andrew Wiggins, or do they win a championship by making the trade to get Kevin Love?
They win a championship by drafting Kyrie Irving, the second best player. They got to the finals without the nigga.
I'm about to say they got to the finals without Kyrie and they didn't win.
Man, that was wild.
What the fuck you talking about? When Kevin Love got his fucking shoulder ripped off, they still got the finals.
And they didn't win.
The fuck you talking about?
Man, I know you want to jump on this train, bad, but this is the wrong train.
What are you talking about?
Without Kyrie,
no, it's just a straight fact, Lamont. There's not a single team that won a championship that did not draft a key player or star player.
30, low one.
Not a fucking player. Not a fucking team.
Lamont, you're tripping. They got
you protect the locker room.
Is Bob still here?
Hey,
They
look,
they
man.
got to the
Hey,
finals.
Lamont, when y'all get finished, bro, can I talk?
Hey,
for
go
a minute?
ahead, Khalil.
All right, man. So check this out, right? This the second week I've been on your show as a judge, and some controversial shit that took place. I done been called out my name. I done been called a glizzy gobbler. I done been called illiterate. I'm just here to show my support. I donate to your channel. I do all that. I'm subscribed to Low, and I'm subscribed to Locker Room. So there is no fan shit going on here. I support both of y'all, brother. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying overall. I fuck with both of y'all. Y'all both make fire content. This was just who I felt won. Locker Room. If you would have went up against anybody else that debated on this channel, you would have blew them out the fucking water. Your material was solid, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with no fandism or no shit like that. But I'm not gonna sit here and be called illiterate and all this dumbass shit you were saying, bro. The man won to me. That's why I voted for him. Just like I voted for you last week. I had a whole video made about me. I had motherfuckers going on my LinkedIn. I had motherfuckers going on my YouTube channel. I don't even make YouTube. I don't even make YouTube videos. These niggas going on my YouTube videos, screenshotting, all because I voted for you. And you didn't give me the same energy. So I'm giving the same energy I gave last week. I felt that you won the debate against Pullup or whatever his name is. Just like I felt Low won here. I'm consistent more than anything else.
Okay, Lamont, can I say this real quick? Low,
gotta get the next one.
Okay, Low said out of his own mouth.
It's
Octave,
bro.
Y'all
are some bullshit.
Lamont,
oh my God.
Can I say this real quick?
Come on, bro. See?
Can I say this real quick? Low said out of his own mouth. I truly don't believe Low had the topic correct.
See, this is some bullshit right here. I did waste all this time for
the topic of the topic was. Is it easier to build a championship-winning team through free agency or trades or draft?
It was effective.
No, see, that's what I'm saying, Lamont. He had the debate wrong, bro.
Lamont, I have my screen shared right now, Lamont, with the
this is nasty.
It literally says, argue the building.
Niggas really cannot handle a loss. It's crazy.
Effective.
Winning a championship.
It says right here, winning a championship.
Championship, fam.
You said easier or effective? And
no,
effective.
For a title, bro.
It said effective.
Hold on.
It's even worse for you. It's effective.
Hold on, y'all. Let me read it. It says, argue that building through the draft is a more effective strategy for winning an NBA championship.
Okay, he said easier.
This is nasty.
Okay,
Lamar,
easier,
never
whatever. It's about winning.
Bro, this is nasty, true. I ain't gonna lie.
This is nasty as shit.
It's about winning.
It's like having a handicapped person across the street. Here's your helmet.
You don't listen to nobody else, though.
Hey, he be pretending.
Lamont, listen back to this debate. He did not argue for winning for building a draft through a
Nigga, just take the loss, nigga.
You said easier, so
you did not argue for building a championship winning team. You asked me questions the whole debate. You asked me the questions. You did not make one argument for building a championship-winning team.
It's whatever. It's whatever.
See, I told you, Low nosy finesse y'all, bro.
He did. That's a fact. That's a fact.
All the time.
Yo, can I say my piece, please?
Low is the GOAT, man. Low is the
GOAT. Low is my nigga, man. I fuck with Low.
Low's a good. Lamar is king troll. I give you that, bro.
Nah. I fuck with Low. No, I fuck with him heavy, bro. He's my dude, one of my dudes, as far as his podcast shit go. But he lost that, bro. He lost that to me.
Tyson got bad cataracts. My bad. I thought it was on mute. My bad, brother. I thought it was on mute.
I think Locker Room won that, bro.
I think you're gone.
Can I say my piece, please?
He didn't make one argument for building a championship team.
I wish I could say my piece.
It was an uphill battle to me, though. Like, clearly, though, it's clear to me that drafting, signing, and trading is far more the easier way to build a championship.
Y'all are debating a debate.
It's not easier. It's effective. It's effective.
This is crazy.
It's easier. I mean, when you go get a LeBron James, when Miami Heat goes get LeBron James and a Chris Bosh, you a championship caliber team out the gate,
but
bro.
They already won 3 chips with a guy drafted in Wade.
One chip? You said 3 chips?
Hold on, Wade don't win.
They won 3 chips with Wade.
Hold on.
They won 3 chips with Wade. Yes or no?
30.
They did win 3, but they went and go get Shaq too.
Yeah, they had to trade for Shaq.
Y'all talking in circles, bro.
Can we get somebody else?
Because
Like,
I
y'all
gotta go. I gotta go.
Hold on. Look, hey,
They go get
The
Shaq,
nigga that was supposed to debate both of us
hold on.
lost.
Before you go,
That's
we gotta.
crazy.
We gotta.
You see what happened to all this?
Let me do this.
I
real
can't
quick
have a
before-
debate because of
before
this.
you go.
This is crazy. bro.
Can we get you locked in for another debate next week, man? I love
No,
this.
this is no comp.
This is bro. That was just one debate.
Can I hear everybody else first? Can I hear everybody else? Can we hear?
Yo, what up?
Hold on, Low. Before we proceed,
Low, I'll be honest to you, Low.
Can we get you locked in?
I'll be honest, you're trash, mate. I've debated you before. You're trash.
Okay,
I'll
he
be
said
honest,
I'm
man.
trash.
You're trash, bro.
He's
Nah,
number
don't
one.
do that.
Hold on.
Don't do that.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
He trying to tell a fight. He trying to tell a fight.
No, I'm not trying to sell no fight because I got footage of debating.
He's the
this
number
guy
one
and
ranked
cooking him.
debater. He's the number one
This
ranked.
guy
on the
before,
channel.
so I got
Come on,
footage.
bro.
I've got footage, so shut.
He
your
lost
mouth,
last
man.
week. Keep it up,
bro. Shut up, bro.
He won last week.
Lamont, I can't believe you. I can't believe you hold me like this, Lamont.
True the king.
Bro.
Can we?
I didn't do anything.
He didn't even debate the topic, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, what up?
I can't.
What up?
That
Give me
nigga
the
compared Kobe Bryant to motherfucking R. Kelly, and y'all fell for that shit.
Everybody talking.
A serial rapist. Come on,
Can we listen to True the King?
Listen, man. I was supposed to have a debate with Big Ox, and all this. I'm trying to get a debate going on, man. Like, what's going on, man? This is nasty, right here, bro.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah, no, you do that. When you cook niggas go out. Niggas
I can't believe
you
this.
made it worse. No bullshit.
Nah, Lamont did make it worse.
How did I make it worse?
He made it way worse. You instigated the whole thing.
Hold on, Lamont. I'm gonna tell you why you made it. Lamont, you made it worse because Big Ox had to leave. Big Ox had to leave because y'all was arguing like for a debate. Like, come on, bro.
That's
all
I
made it worse.
make them all emotional.
Sturdy said they can win Binyana if with the next four.
Nah, it was
Crazy. Lamont,
niggas taking forever for no reason.
Lamont,
I said within 4 years, Lamont. I said within 2 years. Okay.
Lamont,
that was crazy, Cap. Come on, Sturdy. You know that.
Hold on, Tyson. Can we get your thoughts on the debate, Tyson?
He already said it.
He already said it.
I love my nigga though. I fuck with Low heavy, but I thought he made the better point.
I didn't hear it. Everybody,
this is nasty. I've been trying to get a debate.
I thought Locker Room made the better points, bro. He brought up the Mavs. I mean the Heat and the Celtics building through the draft. They ain't won shit. When the Mavs won, they did it through free agency, bro.
Nigga,
and trade.
They won with Paul Pierce who they drafted. They won with Dirk who they drafted. They won with Wade who they drafted. The fuck?
Hold on, Sturdy.
And KG and Ray Allen.
Can I ask you one question, Sturdy? My question to you, Sturdy, would be this: before the trade for Shaq, were the Miami Heat a championship contender?
No.
After the trade for Shaq, were they a championship contender?
Yes. Was it because of Shaq? Or was it because of the best player of the league? Or was it because the nigga they traded for, or was the nigga they drafted? Okay, not going to answer that question.
But again, Lamont is arguing something that no one's arguing. No one is arguing what can instantaneously.
No, I'm just arguing what the debate was, like Locker Room said. Turn it into a championship.
It's literally every championship team, bro. There's no championship I can think of that did not win without a drafted.
Exactly, it's literally every championship team. Exactly,
Lamont. What's more important?
That one with a player they drafted.
What's more important to a championship team, Drew Holiday or Giannis?
Giannis is more important.
Okay, what is the most effective way for Milwaukee to receive Giannis?
To draft.
Okay.
Now, what's the most effective way?
Okay.
What's the most effective way for the Bucks to build a championship team around Giannis?
Yes. But you just acknowledge that. I'll answer it. Yeah. Through well, you could argue drafting as well, but through signing trades. But
yes.
Wait. So then I would then argue you just sat there and stated that Giannis was still more important. Again, Lamont.
This might be the ether too. It might not. Hold on, real quick. Lo.
His whole argument is still centered around.
But real quick, Lo. But real quick, Lo. Wasn't Giannis a re-signing?
No, he drafted. He got drafted.
He got drafted there, but they didn't win until he re-upped. He could have left in free agency.
Hey, Tyson. Tyson. Hold on. Let's go on that road, Tyson.
No.
What incentivized players to stay with their fucking franchise?
Oh man.
Rights.
Right.
How you get the super max?
More money, but he still could have left.
Okay.
He's a re-signing.
I don't think you can. I don't think he could have because he was still in his first 7 years of the league, if I'm not mistaken.
Bro.
Yeah. No, his contract came up before that, bro.
Can I ask you that same question, Sturdy?
Go ahead.
How do you what's the best strategy to build a championship team around Giannis?
You're still staying around Giannis, though. You
are around the guy that we drafted.
You are acknowledging the piece that you need is still acquired through the draft.
The reason why I'm saying around Giannis is because I can accept the fact.
He's still acknowledging it.
No, but
you don't get it. Giannis let you draft.
No, I don't like that point, Lamont.
Hold on. What I'm saying is this. We've seen a lot of teams draft well because getting Giannis, getting the Damian Lillards, getting some of these great players, that's the starting point to make you a contender. Because we've seen Giannis so great by himself, made the Bucks a contender. We've seen Dame damn near by himself with CJ, make the Blazers a contender. We've seen even Tatum and Brown to a certain degree make the Celtics a contender. But when we talk about these teams going from contenders to the conversation, remember, if we go back to the debate, what is more important to building a championship team? So now the next element is how do we take these contending teams with these star players that you got through the draft, but how do you take these contending teams to the next level of being a championship team? How do you do that?
Okay, so Lamont, the reason why you have to draft well, and the reason why I said, Lamont, you know what's crazy, Lamont? Low address this in the debate. Low address this in the debate when you have a fucking franchise like the Clippers who didn't draft well and try to trade their way to a fucking championship and couldn't do it.
Look, you know what?
That's disingenuous too, because motherfuckers is hurt.
Low one. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
If what happens to everybody, Tyson?
No, I'm just saying that's a championship level team, though, is it not?
Sense, then I get it. But look,
that's most people.
We can move on.
Is that a championship roster? You think? I mean, are they a championship contender?
No, to me, yes, but to the consensus, no. No, to the consensus, no. But to me,
that's not a championship.
Hey, y'all, you build a championship team.
I just said to me, yes, they are.
Okay, thank you.
To the consensus, no. No one said that, bro. You need both.
Hold on, but
you do need both. At the end of the day, you need both. That's a fact.
You need both. Need both.
I'm asking a very simple question.
It's a nasty debate, really.
The question is,
no, Lamar's making it nasty.
I know that. Look, I know how great time on this. I even know how great Jokic is.
You know why, Herb?
I'm not taking nothing away from those guys, and I know you only get those star type players through the draft. That's a starting point to turning your team's just the team around. If you're a bottom feeder team and you draft the Giannis's and the Jokic, it turns the organization in a new direction. You're headed towards being a contender. And all I'm saying is, once you become a contender, the next element is, okay, we a contender, we got the star. How do we become a championship team? And if I'm being honest and I look around and if I'm a GM of a league and I got the star player, I drafted well, but now I'm trying to turn into a championship team. My next stage of being a champion is by going to the draft.
That wasn't the question though. But that wasn't.
It wasn't.
No. The question was not what's the most effective way to turn a contender to a championship team. It just asked what's the most effective strategy to winning a championship. It didn't say about a contender to a championship. Okay. So then you would have to acknowledge the most effective way for a champion is still the star. It's still the star.
No, but low.
Way to get that.
But low. At the same time, locker room pointed out the draft is a crapshoot whether than go and get proven talent. You talking about one and done player. What draft pick was Jokic?
Below, we've seen more teams.
We've seen second round. So that just proves to you that all these first round draft picks before him wasn't even on his level. So you taking a crapshoot whether than me going to get Jokic right now, who is a proven player.
So what Lowe said about the Clippers? My thing is don't draft well and try to trade free agents.
Let me respond to Lowe. I think
no, it's not as much as a crapshoot, Low.
Not as much, but it's still a crapshoot.
Okay, so the easier way. So to his point, the easier way is to go get proven talent.
The question is not easier.
The more effective way is to go get proven talent than try to get a first rounder who may not even work.
The question would be.
That's what we're gonna do. Rest of the show.
What is more common? To get your star player via trade or to get your star player via draft?
It's not common either. You're just
what
making things up. It's effective. It's not common.
That's what we're gonna do for another hour.
It's effective.
It's not common. Look. All the free agency going on today is not common.
All right. We're gonna move on.
How does Miami Heat have his star player? What are we talking about?
Look. We got low.
We're having Wade.
We got
how does Boston
defense up here 30 defending?
And Miami's the worst fucking team, Tyson. That's the worst team you can bring up.
30. When'd you become Lowe's cheerleader, man? When'd you become Lowe's personal cheerleader?
Jalen, muscles don't make you tough, bro. Muscles don't make you tough, Jalen. Muscles don't make you tough, Jalen.
Pardon?
Muscles don't make you tough, Jalen.
Do you agree?
In terms
you said it's not common though, Lo. It is common.
What is the most
both are
effective
common
way to win a championship?
Hey,
Through trading
King,
or through trading and signing or through drafting?
This the nasty shit in the history of the base, bro. This is the nasty shit ever, bro. It's really sad. This shit sad, bro. This shit sad, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Where's Big Ak at? Where's Big Ak at?
He had to go with his team. That's why he leave. Because y'all were doing all this.
Yo, Chad, this is what I do to him, Chad.
Drafting well.
You said drafting Jalen?
I think drafting well is more effective.
Thank you. All right, I gotta go. Shout out.
Don't be a cheerleader. Don't be a cheerleader.
I disagree, but good shit.
Like I stated before, no
Shout
out. I know I got y'all in y'all feelings. Locker room talking about how he got robbed in a 6-hour stream is getting loaded up. This man Lamar asked me what's going to happen when I lose. You should have asked him when he was going to lose because now a 6-hour stream is coming because of this. 6 hours.
I got to schedule the next debate.
Man. Good win.
Remember what I asked you?
This is crazy, bro.
It's crazy. We shouldn't even have to talk
about
it.
Hold on, y'all.
I'm low key upset, low key.
We sat here and talked
this
about
never
this.
happened.
All right, hold on, Lo. Can we just do one thing, Lo? Because remember what I asked you, Lo. I said we need people that's going to be in the debates, and you got to be consistent with it, man. We got to get you your next debate scheduled. Are you willing to take on the number one contender?
Well, Lamont, you can't. First of all, y'all can't keep switching the times up. I agreed to yesterday 7.
It's always going to be Saturday. Yesterday was an anomaly.
Okay.
The debates are on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It is usually Saturday nights always.
It's always difficult for me on Saturdays because I'm normally streaming, but I'll figure who's number one.
H from the UK.
H.
Okay.
Right here.
I'll come back during the week and we'll figure that out for H. And then Sturdy.
That was hard.
Are you on our Discord?
Yeah, I'm number 2.
You're on our Discord.
And I'll debate Sturdy as well. How about that?
I'm number 3.
The easiest way to do it is just here. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
Hey, Lo, in the new year, we're gonna put some red up.
Lo, just hop in the Discord, and that way you don't have to catch us live to schedule your next debate. You could just schedule the topic and everything in the Discord.
Chat, I am sorry that this what happens. It normally happens with me. I'm sorry.
I blame you, right, Lo.
This is all time nasty.
You're right.
It happened yesterday with Ticket because Ticket was terrible yesterday.
You the common denominator.
Common denominator.
Ticket was arguing that Kevin Durant got traded to the Warriors.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was nasty.
Hold on, Lo. What happened with that? Because for the longest time, I actually thought that was like a D-Lo trade or something. What
nigga had me confused. I ain't gonna lie. Nigga had me believing it.
He got traded. KD was traded to the Nets for D-Lo. He was saying KD from OKC to the Warriors was a trade.
Oh yeah, he did say OKC. He did say that.
He did say that.
Oh yeah, that.
Lamont. Real talk. You might do a reaction because like it's not just he said it. It's the way he stood on it.
So he was talking about
the way he stood on it.
You need to do a reaction. Just do a reaction.
Does anybody want to debate?
Do a reaction.
That was wild.
That was wild.
I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. I'm gonna catch y'all.
Good shit, homeboy.
I ain't in the mood no more.